Previously,
Alright, cut.
previously on This Old Gamer.
Well, that about does it for this episode of Cities with John. Or does it? So, as I explained in episode 25, this is not the end, and here we are for episode 25 and 3/4. Welcome back to Sloop John Island. I'm thrilled to have you along for the ride today. Nothing much has changed between 25 and... What is this? What? Oh my god. Yeah, remember when that was a story? So we are back here at the Coca-Cola Center and we are finishing it up today. I wasn't exactly done when we ended episode 25. There was more detailing to go. However, that show was getting up to the 30-minute mark, which is what I usually try to do as a maximum for my episodes. And as you can see, we have the entire back of the arena pretty bland, as you can tell right here. Not much going on, so we got to kind of finish up some things. A little detailing here or there, like that big Coca-Cola bottle I just made. But furthermore, we really need a entrance and exit over here on this side of the arena. It looks good though. I like the placement of the arena where it is here on the island in downtown. But this wall is kind of an eyesore. It kind of builds up the foundation, but we're about to tear it completely down in some ways, I guess. Just doing a little adjusting. So what the plan is we're going to put an entrance right here underneath the overpass. Now, keep in mind, from episode 25, you might have noticed, I talked about on episode 25, the weird terraforming that happened because we elevated the arena starting off the episode. We actually raised the arena up to just give it kind of more of a unique look, make it look a little bigger, and to allow us to make those beautiful procedure object non-functional buildings all around it. So, we're doing the same thing here. We're having to deal with that weird terraforming. And the main workaround I found was putting the pathway down just kind of tears into it. But if you're using the terraforming tool when you have something like that elevated, it's not going to do much for you. So you probably saw just a second ago I was trying to fix that and it did not work. Here I'm putting in some stairs. The pathway is an invisible path that goes around the back side of the arena. Pause, hold on 1 second there. Don't walk up these stairs, mister or missus. Okay, we could do a little better than that. Oh, stop! Okay, hold on. Or let's see if that looks any better. Yeah, that's better. Not perfect, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. Of course, everything's a big deal when you're doing a detailing format on your city build, but I think that is a good placement for these stairs. So yeah, today we're going to be adding some more detail, finishing up the back side of the arena, and we're also going to be adding a little bit more infrastructure to the surrounding district. This arena district is going to be a center point for downtown, as I've mentioned. The road here that goes by the arena, which later on in the episode we will give that road a name. It's going to be really the main downtown avenue, kind of like the the Michigan Avenue of Sloop John Island, I guess you could say. And it's going to kind of go around the coastline all the way over to Robin Park and the lower canals. It's going to connect over there. And so this is the intersection coming off of the loop exit. So this is actually a somewhat like an interstate exit. It actually is a interstate exit on the game. So this is kind of going to be a dangerous area. So we added some crosswalk warning signs, and we're adding some crosswalks using the marking tool. Rumor has it the best tutorial maker on City Skylines YouTube is going to be possibly making a tutorial on this marking tool. which is a fantastic mod and allows you to make crosswalks and different patterns, stop lines where there's not any stop lines, all sorts of different things, lots of customization, and just saves you a ton of time. Having to use decals was the old way of doing this. This saves you so much time. So maybe his tutorial will show me how to fix that weird little glitch there at the corner. This, like I said, this exit here, lots of cars coming off at a pretty high rate of speed. So we're adding some slow signs to kind of slow people down. We've got the little blinking lights going over the road. And now we're going to take this road that cuts off here. This is Tucker Avenue. Yeah, Tucker Avenue. This road is going to come off and is going to apparently glitch into the exit road. Let's kind of stretch it out a bit. You can also see there's a good shot of the key. We extended the key all the way up the side of that canal. So the key is actually running right up against the side of the canal. This is going to kind of tie into a park that we'll do later that's going to be right across from downtown. This is a big walkway that kind of goes all the way around the side of the island here. And we're going to pull this road over and we're going to connect it here with the main avenue. I know the name of that avenue, but you don't. We'll save it for later in the episode. So then we're just going to fix this up just a tad, like so. There we go. Alright, so here we are in the main front entrance. And what I'm doing here is this is going to be a road that is mainly for buses. Now, I'm using an actual bus road here. It's a one-way bus road. This is a vanilla road, if you can't tell that. It's a bright red color. I'm sure that is a thing probably in Europe. I don't recall seeing really any red bus lanes here in America. I'm probably wrong. Let me know in the comments. But what I'm doing here is just kind of connecting these little roads here to this road and kind of changing those up a little bit. I'm actually going to change that bus lane around to an actual functioning road for not only buses but cars too, but it'll still have the bus lanes in this. So the idea here is on the back side of those two entrances that go across the street there, the elevated pathways, it'll be an excellent place to catch a bus. It'll keep buses off of the main avenue, and I'm going to use this to kind of create like a little bit of a loop here, because there's going to be lots of places around that people are going to want quick access to in this area, lots of different tourist type activities. And ultimately I wanted to have bus routes in this part of downtown since the tram does not run through this part of downtown. I kind of went back and forth. I was thinking about extending the tram over here, and I might eventually do that, but I don't know. I just thought maybe keep the tram on one side of the train station. And here you see I'm adding these bus routes. We're just doing a couple of routes where people can just hop on, hop off. One route takes you just basically around the arena, while the other one takes you around most of the rest of downtown. Alright, lots of folks out today. It's a beautiful day on Sloop John Island. And these folks are going to need protecting. So adding a few little extra posts here to keep traffic from running up on the curb. Here's some of the little yellow barrier walls. And this is actually a vanilla road as well. And later in the episode, I'm going to change it to a more non-vanilla version. Although I really do like how that looks. I kind of do like the look of that road. Many of the vanilla roads in this game are pretty bland, and but these aren't too bad. These aren't too bad at all. These benches here, you see how it's highlighting them. As you can see on Move It, they are under the building tab. there in the bottom right corner. These are PPG benches. That means people will actually sit on them versus prop benches that are just there and for looks. These benches are actually functional, so they're almost like a park on the game. People will go to them and they will sit on those benches. So we just kind of put them all around this big curb, and I'm just going to put a tree here for some shade, maybe some plants underneath, and there we go. So that works out pretty well. Now, these roads, even though it does say bus lanes, that will not function that way. So we're using Traffic Manager here to turn off all the cars and everything to those particular lanes and keep it on buses only. Alright, so we have these little bus decals, and there is a lot of people standing there. Wow. That is probably not a good thing for social distancing. Put on your mask! Alright. So you can see I added that caution barrier there just because that's obviously a big open area that could have some major issues. More bollards. I wonder if I'm pronouncing that right.
Bollard.
Nope. No, I am not. I'm going to also add these little green bus signs. Don't really know if these signs are actually for a bus stop per se, but I'm just using them to kind of show that, hey, this is a bus drive. This is mainly for buses. This road probably won't be used all that much by regular traffic. Well, I don't know. We'll see how the traffic reacts. And of course, once I put buildings here around this area, traffic might really blow up. I don't know how all it's going to work. We'll see. I'm hoping that this cuts down on some traffic. Here we are on the side of the arena. I had this big open area that I decided to just put some tables and chairs. Of course, there are some Coca-Cola umbrellas on the workshop that you can use. And we're just kind of making like this big open concrete area. And then we have these little Coca-Cola banners. Unfortunately, those banners are on the other side of them are not reversed, so it just says Coca-Cola backwards on the other side, so you can't really use them like on a pathway as easily. So I just decided I'll just use them like that, since you won't really see the backside. I shouldn't even told you guys that, should I? I mean, that was really dumb of me. This is the curb network, which acts like a fence where you can stretch it out and do different things with it versus using prop curbs. So it's a little bit easier for this situation to use. I don't use the curb network all that much. I usually just use the prop curves or turn the props into procedure objects. And I'll put up these little light post here. Now we're going to put up this little kiosk, and we will add a Coca-Cola sign to the top of this little kiosk to make it look like a little place to get you a soda. If you're in Minnesota, you get a soda. If you're in the South, you get a Coke. If you're anywhere else, you get a soft drink. I guess. I don't know. Well, I guess Coke and soda, and that's really it. Don't let me know in the comments on that one. Alright, so we are going to make this little side of the arena, to me, looks like a hotel or maybe like a added on convention center. So we're going to just make this the Coca-Cola Hotel. And I'm just using some signage here to make that happen. Just quick and simple. Give it just a little bit more. Like, I just kept kind of looking at it and saying, how much more do I want to add to this? Because it's such a beautiful building, beautiful asset by Luminu, and so I didn't want to add too much. But you obviously need your signage, you need directional signage, you need things to fill some gaps here or there, as we did with the little curb with the trees that are right below here. And now we're adding a sign to the back side. So I think that looks pretty good. We already got people walking up and down, standing in the bushes down there for some reason. Now we're going to add a little sign. We're just taking this gate 4 sign and putting it on the bottom of the overpass. We're going to change the text to just say all gates, as this will be an entrance for the entire arena, hypothetically speaking. And then also I'll put some rocks there for props, maybe to prevent traffic from running over people that are standing there. So here is that main avenue I was talking about, and it's Grand Avenue. How original, I know. So Grand Avenue, and I'm kind of putting some names here on the street signs. No, not Turd. Tucker Avenue back here. Here we go. So I love doing these street signs, and I love the roads that make the stop lights that have these street signs, although I don't always do it. It is a lot of work to have to do this for all your street signs, but it is a certain level of detail goes into, or it adds a certain level of detail to your city when you name these signs. And then this road here is Coca-Cola Street. Man, the originality on this episode 25 3/4 has been off the chart so far. So we'll just kind of move that into position. There is a way on procedure objects to save these like different functions of like these street signs. You could actually save it, I believe. I used to actually know how to do that. I'm sure it's easy to figure out. But that's Coca-Cola Street. If nothing else, you can just pop over to wherever you've got street signs already on the map, and then you can just copy that and use them again. So here I just made like a 3-way stop. I'm not sure where that road in the background is going to end up going, but we're not going to deal with that on this episode. And then here down below, I'm going to create, let's see if I can find the right one. I mean for that to sound like the McDonald's jingle. Here we are. So we're going to put a little street sign. We'll kind of make it a little bit smaller. And this one, we're just going to say, take a left turn to get to the main entrance of the Coca-Cola Center. We'll just kind of put that like that. If you have any ideas for what you would like to see down here, I've got some, but always feel free to drop me a line. I like hearing what you guys got to say and the feedback you got. Just let me know. I love reading the comments and interacting with anybody who wants to drop me a line. I really appreciate it. So over here to the right of the Coca-Cola patio, we're going to put in some parking spaces. Now these parking spaces are going to be for employees only, maybe like the arena employees or the employees of, or maybe even like the players on the team that plays here that we have not named or established. People like that, VIPs and things. It's not going to be for everybody, just those kind of folks. So we're kind of making this look a little bit different. I actually was going to use the big parking lots mod, but instead I'm just using these parking lot roads and the parking lot decals to make this happen. For some reason, the big parking lots, it was not liking that there was a road above this. It just kept kind of, what's that car doing? You can't cut a U-turn over a concrete barrier like that. But yeah, for some reason, it was not liking being underneath the overpass here. So I just decided to use the parking lot roads, which is fine because these look just fine. They're a little bit less versatile. You can't really make them, can't really do certain angles, or more just regular 9-degree angles and curves and stuff like that. But nevertheless, we're putting a little concrete wall in around it. Just gonna bring it over here, loop it around. Sorry, flower shop, you're out of business. Then we'll just bring it back over here, like so. Just real simple. Nothing major. I'm actually going to take out that little piece because we're going to extend this little part of the drive here. We're actually going to go up underneath the arena. And yeah, I'm not going to show you how I did this part. I'm just going to show you some quick cinematics. So that entrance down there will be an entrance for players, and then also like when big production trucks need to have a place to drop off some stuff inside, that'll be where they go. So, alright, so we're going to kind of finish up around the concourse of the arena, just adding some benches, some flower beds. Here I have a couple little food stands, some little outdoor food stand type things. Because a lot of foot traffic obviously is going to be up here. So just adding a few little food stands for people that are hanging out. They might want to pay $10 for a hot dog before they go into the arena to pay $14 for a hot dog. And the hot dog in the arena is probably not as good as the $10 one outside, but nevertheless. Putting some little boxes here because boxes. And then we're also going to, while we're in the neighborhood, have these little red light, they're like little flat, like kind of walkway lights that illuminate at night. Now they come in multiple colors. You can actually get them in blinking lights. Like if you wanted them for, say, they'd be perfect for like a runway, like a custom built airport. They'd look really good. But here I'm just kind of putting them as like a little bit of a, illuminating the sidewalk here, and kind of giving more definition to the big open area here that's heading into the arena. I'm not adding much as far as any trees in the middle of these decals or anything like that, because I want this to be big and open, because there's going to be a lot of people walking down through this area. As you can already tell, there's people lined up to get on the elevator. There's people parked all the way up and down the street, and there's already kind of a traffic issue, which is great because it makes for a more realistic looking city. But I am kind of fearful, as I was kind of going through this in between doing recordings of the different segments, looking at these roads and thinking to myself, wow, you know, once I add in all the office buildings and things around this arena, this is really going to get tight over here. And yeah, it's just very possible there's going to be some major traffic. So we might have to go back, add some more one-way roads to combat that. We'll see. I really like messing around with roads and stuff like that. One thing that I do miss the most probably about the vanilla aspect of the game is, you know, when you go straight vanilla, it just adds a significantly amount more traffic, it seems like. I don't know if it has to do with using these asset buildings that just don't generate as much traffic. Of course, that can be changed through some different mods, but nevertheless, here we're just using procedure objects, and we're actually using the cube function that we can just use the marble texture. So this is like a marble stone sign that we're making, just the main street sign here. Of course, there's a million different signs, but this is going to be kind of the little official one. We're going to put it in the middle of this little square with the bushes around it. I used this sign for Sloop John Central High School on a previous episode, but here we are using it for the arena. Now, I just made a little mistake here. Let's go back. There we go. Yeah, the mistake I made was that word center is going to be all over the marble, so you have to actually duplicate your procedure object buildings like that and make one that's going to be your outer shell, where that verbiage will not be seen on all sides of that marble. It'll only be on the front side. We'll put up the American flag there, and that looks like a good official looking entrance on Grand Avenue. Yes, yes, yes. It's all coming together. Alright, one more little thing here. I had this sign for the Cirque Du Soleil show. This is actually part of the MGM Vegas type assets, but I thought it would work really well on this, as they were touring in arenas across the country before everything went to hell. Yeah. Well, that about does it for this episode of Cities with John. For real this time. We put in a lot of work here, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed building it. As you can see from these before and afters, the arena dramatically changed this downtown area quite a bit, and is a excellent center point for the remaining part of downtown. And in the coming episodes, we will work on this downtown arena district. So yeah, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd love to have you along for each and every ride. Stick around, special cinematics coming up, surprise treat at the end you have not seen yet. We'll see you next time. I'm This Old Gamer. Bye-bye.
You